Did you know that right now many Buddhists around the world are celebrating the Kathina festival? Every year in October and November, Theravada Buddhist communities come together for this unique annual celebration of offering robes to Buddhist monks and nuns. What is the significance of the Kathina festival, and what is its origin? Kathina is an annual Buddhist festival held at the conclusion of the Vasa. Vasa means rains. Vasa or Vasavasa refers to the 3-month rains retreat starting on the full moon of July. During Kathina festival, lay Buddhist devotees offer robes and other essential items to monastics, symbolizing their support for the spiritual community. Devotees gather at their monasteries for offerings, worships, listening to Dharma teachings, taking precepts, and other religious and cultural elements. This festival is widely celebrated by Theravada Buddhist communities in South Asian countries such as Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, and in Southeast Asian countries such as Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Have you ever wondered what is the rains retreat? Why Buddhist monastics stay in one place for months during the Vasa? As already mentioned, Vasa means rains. In ancient India, the heavy monsoon rains around June to September, October made travel challenging, risking the destruction of crops and harming of small creatures along the paths. It was a long tradition for wandering recluses and ascetics to stay in one place during the rainy season to focus on their spiritual practice. And the Buddha adopted this long-standing tradition for the Buddhist community and called it the Rains Retreat, or Vasavasa. Before the introduction of Vasavasa, people criticized the Buddhist monks for traveling during the rains, pointing out that the other ascetics were not roaming around and that even birds took shelter during the rains. But Buddhist monks were still wandering. In response, the Buddha established the Vasavasa as a time for the monastics to stay in one place and deepen their practice from the full moon of July to the full moon of October. During these 3 months, monastics focus on their study and practice, supported by lay people who provided food and other necessities. Vasavasa is essential for Kathina because only monastics who observe the full 3 months Vasavasa are eligible to receive the Kathina robe. But how did the tradition of Kathina actually start? Back in the time of the Buddha, the community mostly stayed in forests, parks, or other natural places since they did not have big monasteries yet. In the rainy season, monks would usually gather together around the Buddha and his chief disciples to complete the Vasavasa. One story tells of 30 monks who set out from Pava to join the Buddha at Jetavana Monastery in Sravasti for the Vasa retreat. Due to heavy rains, they had to stop at a village named Saketa. They continued their journey at the end of the retreat, and by the time they reached the Buddha, their robes were worn and damaged from travel, rain, and dirt. A generous lady named Visakha saw their need of new robes and wanted to offer. The Buddha permitted this offering, and over time it became a tradition to offer new robes to monastics at the end of the Vasa retreat. The word Kathina refers to the wooden frame used in making the robes. Kathina also means hard, challenging, indicating the hardship of the festival as well as its greatness. Buddhists celebrate Kathina with ceremonies where lay people bring robes, food, medicine, and other essentials to the monasteries. Monastics receive the offerings and perform blessing rituals, give talks, and share a community meal. The festival also includes observance of precepts, processions, and other cultural elements. Performing religious music and flying sky lanterns are also part of the Kathina festival in certain communities. There are some traditional guidelines for the Kathina robe offering. The offering period lasts 1 month after the rains retreat, and each monastery holds only one Kathina ceremony. The Kathina robe must be offered to the Sangha, which is a group of at least 4 monks. Traditionally, the Kathina robe must be made and offered within a 24-hour period, though today, many robes are ready-made. completion of the monastic Vasa, organizing the festival within a month of its completion, making and offering of the robes, all together makes the Kathina a challenging but fruitful task. For monks and nuns, it's a time of accomplishment after the 3-month dedication to spiritual cultivation during the Vasa. For lay followers, it is a chance to cultivate great merit by making offerings, listening to talks, and receiving blessings from renowned masters. Kathina is a good example of the great interdependence between the lay and monastic communities, which has been the main nurturing element for Buddhism. Thank you for joining us today to learn about the Kathina festival. If you found this episode interesting, feel free to share it with friends who might enjoy learning about Buddhist traditions. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes on Buddhist history, culture, and teachings. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes. We'd love to hear from you.